Yes, so the Human Rights Commissioner here, Ombudsman here in Ukraine, opened an investigation following this video, which has been circulating on social media. It hasn't been authenticated yet, but it is in line of previous tortures, previous violent actions that we've seen Russian soldiers committing against Ukrainian soldiers. And of course, this video caused outrage here, and Dmytro Lubinets, the Ombudsman for human rights here in Ukraine, called on the International Red Cross to react. This comes as the Red Cross faces a lot of harsh criticism here in Ukraine for a perceived lack of action towards Ukrainian prisoners of war in Russia. And this video just highlights the plight of Ukrainian soldiers at the hands of Russian troops. There's thousands of Ukrainian soldiers who are prisoners of war at the moment in Russian jails, and they are being tortured, they are being malnourished, they are being killed. And this issue from the Ukrainian perspective has not been properly addressed by the international community, by international institutions supposed to safeguard the lives of its soldiers, or at least visit the prisoners of war in Russia. This comes, talking about war crimes, because if this video is authentic, this would be one. Talking about war crime today committed by Russia. Today I was just attending a funeral of a combat medic who was volunteering to save lives on the front line. She has been killed in her evacuation vehicle. Her name was Sasha Nukevich. She was 35. There were hundreds of people here in Kiev who came to pay their respects to her, and also there was a nationwide outrage at her death, as once again it seems that Russia targeted first aid rescuers, first responders. She was killed by a Russian FPV drone in Kharkiv region. So we see that day in, day out, there are Russian crimes being committed against the Ukrainian army, against prisoners of war, but also against first responders.
And we'll have to follow the international response to those cases and to that latest video. Meanwhile, Emmanuel, Zelensky says that Ukrainian forces are strengthening their position in the Russian region of Kursk. What's the latest you can tell us about the fighting there?
Well, the fighting is still very much ongoing, with Ukraine saying that it retains control over 1,150 square kilometers of land. It also says that it registered some advances. Now, it's difficult to assess the situation exactly. What we know, what I can tell you from having been in Sumy region, which is at the border with Kursk region, is that there's intense fighting ongoing there, judging by the amount of equipment I've seen going in and out of the border. And you've mentioned it earlier, this bridge blown up in Russia. This is a strategic bridge. This will prevent Russia from bringing more equipment towards the region of fighting. And Russia accused Ukraine of using Western equipment. However, this is in line with what the Western allies of Ukraine have allowed Ukraine to do. Even the US has allowed Ukraine to strike within Russian territory within a certain limit, the border regions. So this would not be contrary to what the allies agreed with Ukraine in terms of defending itself against the Russian aggression.